Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us on Business Incorporated, coming to you live from Lagos. I'm Chimeze Obi Iwago. On the program today, Nigeria's headline inflation rises to 18.3% in October. The International Monetary Fund approves a 3-year $12 billion loan for Egypt. Plus, Mozambique's central bank orders the closure of the Southern African nation's fourth largest bank, Nosso Banco, after a liquidity crunch and bailout. We'll begin in Asia, where Japan's economy expanded at a faster than expected rate between July and September due to higher exports. Gross domestic product rose at an annualized rate of 2.2% in the 3 months to September, the third consecutive quarter of expansion. Japanese firms have relied on overseas sales to make up for lackluster domestic demand. There are concerns that Donald Trump, U.S. presidency, will hurt Japan if anti-free trade rhetoric became a reality. But since the election results, the yen has fallen against the dollar. That makes Japanese goods cheaper abroad, which is good news for the country's exporters. The latest official data showed the world's third largest economy expanded by 0.5% compared with the 3 months to June, better than the forecast of 0.2% growth. And China's economy maintained its momentum in October, with its major economic data posing positive signs. According to China's National Bureau of Statistics, the industrial profit of enterprises with an annual revenue above 20 million yuan grew 6.1% year-on-year in October. The growth rate remained flat with that in the previous month. China's retail sales of consumer goods reached 311.1 billion yuan in October, up 10% from a year ago. Data also showed that China's fixed asset investment in the first 10 months grew 8.3% year-on-year. And the Indian government has raised the limit on cash withdrawals following widespread public anger about the surprise abolition of 500 and 1,000 rupee notes last week. Now, the Finance Ministry says customers can now withdraw up to 2,500 rupees a day from cash machines rather than 2,000. Many cash machines are not working because they have not been adapted for the new 500 and 2,000 rupee notes. The government said Indian banks have received 3 trillion rupees of large denomination notes since the move was announced on Tuesday night. And to the markets now. Asian markets traded mixed, with the Nikkei continuing its third straight session of gains, likely getting a boost from a weaker yen and better than expected Japanese economic data. The Nikkei 225 jumped 1.71% following the release of Japan's third quarter gross domestic product, which showed the economy grew 2.2% year-on-year, beating poll estimate of 0.9%. Down under, the benchmark ASX 200 closed down 0.47%, weighed by its material subindex, which was down 1.31%, and its financial subindex, which fell 0.53%. The Shanghai Composite ended up 0.4%, and the Shenzhen Composite closed up 0.297%, while the Hong Kong Hang Seng fell 1.34%. South Korea's Kospi finished down 0.51% amid a growing political crisis, which saw hundreds of thousands of demonstrators calling for the president's resignation over the weekend. Our European markets were higher today, shrugging off broadly lower trade in Asia amid a take-up in bond yields and the US dollar that is stoking risk appetite. And of course, traders are digesting Trump policies. Let's cross over now to Frankfurt and see how these are playing out in the market. Conrad Buzen, DWTV Channels TV correspondent, joins me now. Good afternoon, Conrad. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, Timmy.
Hi. Right, good to have you. Now, U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has made his first pick, awarding key roles, Chief of Staff and Chief of Strategist. What are the market analysts and operators saying about his choices and, of course, policies?
Well, Timmy, the 2 appointments for his staff that were announced are considered signs that Donald Trump really wants to do a professional job, that he wants to create an operation that works. The appointment of Mr. Priebus as chief of staff is seen as a sign that Trump wants to really cooperate with Congress and also cooperate with the Republican leader, Paul Ryan, who really is not a friend or has shown that he's not really a friend of Donald Trump so far. And the appointment of Mr. Bannon as chief strategist he's not only a right-wing media man, he also used to be an investment banker at Goldman Sachs. So he's part of the financial establishment, which many people on the market think is a good thing.
Now, Siemens has agreed to buy U.S. firm Mentor Graphics in a $4.5 billion all-cash deal. What does this deal mean for the German company?
Well, it's an interesting and very positive strategic move for Siemens. Remember that Siemens last week announced that it is planning a public listing of its healthcare business, which is worth $15 billion roundabout. Now, getting rid of the healthcare business means that Siemens, of course, has to look what it does with the rest of its business, with its core business. And here the acquisition of Mentor Graphics is considered to be, by many people who know the engineering sector well, a move quite intelligent and likely to increase the business and market potential of Siemens's core businesses. The price that Siemens is about to pay, $4.5 billion, you said it, is a 21% premium to Friday's closing price of Mentor Graphics. Not overtly expensive. If you look at Siemens' share price today, it is up another %, so market participants are rather welcoming the news.
Now, aside from Siemens buying that U.S. company, could you lead us into the week? What are the market's expectations this week? What is the outlook like for the week?
Well, first of all, Jimmy, let me say that the market developments after the U.S. election last Tuesday came as a surprise, not only